Today is Wednesday, June 3rd. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today out of the Big Book, we are on Chapter 10, Two Employers. We'll read page 138. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on Tradition 7, page 161. And of course, we read the 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, hope y'all are doing well this morning, my friends. Life is good over here. My cat Ray has found a moth in the garage and she is going insane. Oh, and also I got the laundry going, so I apologize for all the sounds you might hear in the background today, but it adds to the ambiance, right? So with that, let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. I hear you, Ray. I hear you. All right, my friends. So if you recall from yesterday's reading out of Two Employers, some crazy things. So we got 3 different examples of employees that this person had that had taken their own lives in the throes of their alcoholism. And the crazy thing is that our narrator still became an alcoholic himself. And he's tried to work with other business owners now that he's sober and tell them, hey, this disease is serious and it's different. Willpower is often not enough. So we're on page 138. Well, that was my cat knocking things over. I knew she'd go crazy. All right, here we go. 138. Here, for instance, is a typical example. An officer of one of the largest banking institutions in America knows I no longer drink. One day he told me about an executive of the same bank who, from his description, was undoubtedly alcoholic. This seemed to me like an opportunity to be helpful. So I spent 2 hours talking about alcoholism, the malady, and described the symptoms and the results as well as I could. His comment was, very interesting, but I'm sure this man's done drinking. He just returned from a 3-month leave of absence, had taken a cure, and looks fine. And to clinch the matter, the board of directors told him that this was his last chance. The only answer that I could make was that if the man followed the usual pattern, he would go on a bigger bust than ever. I felt this was inevitable and wondered if the bank was doing the man an injustice. Why not bring him into contact with some of our alcoholic crowd? He might have a chance. I pointed out that I had had nothing to drink whatever for 3 years. And this in the face of difficulties that will have made 9 out of 10 men drink their heads off. Why not at least afford him an opportunity to hear my story? Oh no, said my friend. This chap is either through with liquor or he's minus a job. If he has your willpower and guts, he'll make the grade. I wanted to throw up my hands in discouragement, for I saw that I had failed to help my banker friend understand. He simply could not believe that his brother executive suffered from a serious illness. There was nothing to do but wait. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on Tradition 7. Every AA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. Page 161. Alcoholics are certainly all or nothing people. Our reactions to money prove this. As AA emerged from its infancy into adolescence, we swung from the idea that we needed vast sums of money to the notion that AA shouldn't have any. On every lip were the words, "You can't mix AA and money. We shall have to separate the spiritual from the material." We took this violent new tack because here and there members had tried to make money out of their AA connections, and we feared that we'd be exploited. Now and then, grateful benefactors had endowed clubhouses, and as a result, there was sometimes outside interference in our affairs. We had been presented with a hospital, and almost immediately the donor's son became its principal patient and would-be manager. One AA group was given $5,000 to do with it what it would. The hassle over that chunk of money played havoc for years. Frightened by these complications, some groups refused to have a cent in their treasuries. Despite these misgivings, we had to recognize the fact that AA had to function. Meeting places cost something. To save whole areas from turmoil, small offices had to be set up, telephones installed, and a few full-time secretaries hired. Over many protests, these things were accomplished. We saw that if they weren't, the man coming in the door couldn't get a break. These simple services would require small sums of money, which we could and would pay out ourselves. At last, the pendulum stopped swinging and pointed straight at Tradition 7 as it reads today. "24 hours a day, June 3rd. AA thought for the day. Some more things I do not miss since becoming dry. Running all over town to find a bar open to get that pick-me-up. Meeting my friends and trying to cover up that I feel awful. Looking at myself in the mirror and calling myself a damn fool. Struggling with myself to snap out of it for 2 or 3 days. Wondering what it is all about. I'm positive I don't miss these things, am I not? Meditation for the day. Love is the power that transforms your life. Try to love your family and your friends, and then try to love everybody that you possibly can. Even the sinners and the publicans. Everybody. Love for God is an even greater thing. It is the result of gratitude to God, and it is the acknowledgement of the blessing that God has sent you. Love for God acknowledges His gifts and leaves the way open for God to shower yet more blessings on your thankful heart. Say thank you, God, until it becomes a habit. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may try to love God and all people. I pray that I may continually thank God for all His blessings. Daily Reflection, June 3rd. On a Wing and a Prayer. We then looked at Step 6. We have emphasized willingness as being indispensable. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 76. Steps 4 and 5 were difficult but worthwhile. Now I was stuck on Step 6, and, in despair, I picked up the big book and read the passage. I was outside, praying for willingness, when I raised my eyes and saw a huge bird rising in the sky. I watched it suddenly give itself up to the powerful air currents of the mountains. Swept along, swooping and soaring, the bird did things seemingly impossible for mortal birds to do. It was an inspiring example of a fellow creature letting go to a power greater than itself. I realized that if the bird took back his will and tried to fly with less trust on his own power alone, it would spoil its apparent free flight. That instant granted me the willingness to pray the 7-step prayer. It's not easy to know God's will in each circumstance. I must search out and be ready for the currents. And that's where prayer and meditation help. Because I am of myself nothing. I ask God to grant me the knowledge of His will and the power and courage to carry it out today. Alright, my friends, that concludes today's reading. And man, do I love that daily reflection today. That was beautiful. So as this guy was going through the steps, he made it to step 6 and 7. And step 6, we were entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. Oh man, when I first read that, I'm like, wait a minute. Does that mean that if I pray this prayer, I need to be perfect? Upon further reading and experience, I realized that that's not necessarily the case. But it's to be willing to grow in every area. You know, I heard that aside from step 1, The other 11 steps are perfect ideals that we should strive toward. And keep trying, but we're never going to get 100% right. But I think the key is the heart, right? To turn our will and our life over to God and go, you know what? I want to give you all of me, good and bad. And I pray that you now remove from me every single defective character, what stands in the way of my usefulness to you and my fellows. I always love the last part. Grant me strength as I go out from here. As I leave my home or go out from this place, wherever I am, grant me strength today to do your bidding. And I love the image of the hawk or the eagle soaring in the wind, letting go of his willpower, letting go of muscling it, right? And giving in to God. I heard this line one time. Surrender is not giving up. It's giving in to grace. Giving in to a power greater than ourselves. Whatever that looks like for you. And I love that. What a beautiful image. And I love this last paragraph. It's not easy to know God's will in each circumstance. I must search out and be ready for the currents. And that is where prayer and meditation help. So I need to pray and meditate today. Because I am of myself nothing. I ask God to grant me the knowledge of His will. So whatever that might be. And the power and courage. A lot of times I'm afraid to carry out the will, right? But I pray that He would give me the ability and the courage to carry it out. Not forever. I don't have to worry about tomorrow or next week or next few years. Just today. And as I'm recording this one, it is 6 a.m. So I've got, 18 hours to go to try to carry out His will for my life today. I'm going to try to do that. So, my friends, that's all we have time for today. I hope you all have a good one. If you are sober, I hope you know that you're a miracle. And those who love you are very proud of you. And if you're not sober, I hope you know that you're a miracle as well. Because you're alive today and you have the opportunity to change. And I just pray that you get the help that you need today. You don't have to do it alone. We're dying to help you. And by helping you, you're helping us. As always, I don't speak on behalf of AA, NA, Al-Anon, any other sect or denomination. I am just a joyful drunk in this lifeboat of recovery today. Honored to be here. And if you would ever like to share your experience, strength, and hope, we do have a hotline. I'm blanking on the number right now. I think it's 865-309. Oh, Lord, you'll have to look at the show notes. But you can always leave a message. Or you can share your experience, strength, and hope via email, and I'd be honored to share it on the show. Whether you want me to narrate it or just share some words of wisdom, whatever it might be. I love hearing from people all around the world. Heard from somebody from Liverpool the other day. That is so cool to me. Somebody from the Netherlands not too long ago, Maggie, I believe. It blows my mind. You never know who's listening. And you never know who you can help. So by sharing your experience, strength, and hope, you could be helping many other folks, myself included. So our email is bigbookdaily@gmail.com. I'd be honored to pass on your message. And my friends, if we were given another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.